Morning, guys. I literally had to step outside in my backyard so that I could talk and hear myself think, because it's one of those, moments. So anyways, welcome to the video. Today we're gonna be baking bread. I actually got this idea. My kids are banging on the window. I actually got this idea because my dad called me up the other day. He's like, "Hey Sylvia, remember that bread you used to bake every day when you're like 10 years old? You still have the recipe?" So I do. It's a very basic, very healthy. It's normally a whole wheat recipe. I only have some white flour, some wheat, so it's gonna be like half and half today. But he said, remember, like, even if you are getting a healthy bread from the grocery store, which I have been doing because I'm lazy at the moment, there's still a ton of ingredients in there because they still have to preserve it somehow, even if all the ingredients look healthy. So anyways, I'm going to show you a really basic, really simple, really easy bread. The only reason I haven't been doing it is because you have to like let it rise twice for an hour each time and then bake it for an hour. So right now I'm supposed to be meeting my friend, but I'm stuck at home because I'm baking my bread. So anyways, that's the gist. I'm actually going to run downstairs in my basement and bring up the bag of the bread that I buy from, I think, Costco at the moment. And look, I'm going to zoom in on the ingredient list so you can see versus the recipe of the bread that I'm making. And that way you can see, like, baking for yourself, even if it is like a baked good like chocolate chip cookies or brownies, it's still going to be healthier because there's nothing added. Whether you switch out sugars for maple syrups or honeys or whatever floats your boat, but either way you're gonna know every single ingredient going into whatever you're baking versus what's in stores. So that's that. When you can't read something, why on earth would you be eating it, you know? I cannot stress this enough. The right temp water is so important when making bread. Pretend you're making a bottle for your baby. It's gotta feel just right. Not too hot, not too cold, Goldilocks. The honey activates the yeast, so you need to, I'm actually going to put the yeast in first though, so I want to use the same spoon. So a good tablespoon of yeast. And then a tablespoon of honey. This is my Nana's old recipe. And then you let this sit until it bubbles. A good 5 minutes or so.
5 minutes later.
Now that it's activated, you can see it's all bubbled and rose to the top. Now I'm ready to start putting in my flour. I kind of screwed myself over because I didn't check how much whole wheat I had before I started, so I'm gonna have to use white, which I never ever do. So I need 6 cups. Hopefully that will be enough. I don't want to run to the store mid recipe. So I'm gonna start with getting as much as I can of the whole wheat. Hopefully it's 2 cups. 2 cups. Oh, pour it in there. Normally I have a wooden spoon. I always stir my bread with a wooden spoon, but then I think my kids ran off with it or something. Can't find it. This is how it looks after 2 cups. It's approximately 6 cups, so like, I mean, I've done this so often I can tell by feel when it needs more, when it doesn't. But 2 cups looks like that. And I might have another cup of whole wheat. Sweet. And most times I don't show people my cooking because it can get messy, but I always let them taste it afterwards because it tastes amazing. Alright. So yeah, I got about 3 cups of the whole wheat. So here's another 2. I stir this with my spoon too because I still can, but for the last 2 I normally just go ahead and stick my hands in there. Yeah, see how it's getting thicker? I've always done this all by hand. I never use a bread mixer, bread maker. So, I love this. I love making bread. Kind of got lazy, stopped making it because all the work, you know, 2 hours rising. So, I'm gonna measure out the 2 cups, and then I'm gonna wait and see. Just pour it in slowly. I'll start with like pouring in a cup and knead it with my hands.
May I do it with my hands?
Not right now. You need to finish your cereal. Okay, yeah. See how sticky it is? Definitely gonna need more flour in there. So, dump some more in. Whoops, I almost dumped all of it. Oh yeah, this is getting better. Can start. I love kneading it. That's fun. It's like a workout for your arms without weights because you're like just fold it over, press down. Fold it over, press down. The longer you do this, like the better texture your homemade bread has. So I know like some women who set an alarm for like 5, maybe even longer. Oh! This is why I always cook with an apron. I was like, that apron's way too big for me. I want to look cool for the video. I'm not going to put on my husband's big cock apron. It literally has a huge rooster on it. Anyways, this is what I get. Sylvie, if you try too hard to look cool, you look like a mess.
What is it, Ma?
Naya, say karma.
Karma.
It's gonna bite ya.
That sounds fun.
You wanna come over here and help me knead it now? Did you finish your cereal?
I did.
Yeah, I'm at the point where you can help me.
Okay, I'll help you.
Here, I'll put the last little bit in because the more you knead it, like the more sticky it gets. So then you just adjust. Ready? Push. 2 hands. You fold it over and you push. Fold it over, push. Here. You should go like this. Ready? Fold it over, push. Fold it over, push. Fold it over, push. Like that. Yeah, and then you have to fold it. Let's get the noises in there for sound effects. Hiya! It sounds fun. Sprinkle in a little more flour. Hiya! Hiya! Ooh. No, we don't want to dump a whole bunch in. Okay, is there a little in there? Just a sprinkle here and there when you feel it get really, really sticky and start to stick to your hands, and then you just add like a little sprinkle. See, when it looks like that and it's sticky and sticks to your hands, just pat a little more flour in there and then turn it over. And then pat a little more and turn it over. Bye. Yeah.
You gotta get more.
Hey, don't cover me in more flour than I'm already covered in. I like to count because I'm really weird. What is it called when you count stuff? I don't even know. Anyways, I like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Anyways, I'll probably go to 100. You guys don't need to see any more of this stuff. It's just babble. And then we'll head over to, well, I'll turn the camera on next time. You guys need to be informed. So this is what it looks like kneaded. I went to like 100 times. Now I'm gonna show you the next step. So next, I'm gonna get some extra virgin olive oil. And I just douse a good bit in the bottom of the pan. And then I put the bread in there. And then I roll it. So I pretty much like coat the bread. And there. That's gonna, you know, keep it moist as it's rising. And another thing that's gonna keep it moist, because we don't want it to get dry, turn on your faucet, and I kind of don't moisten, I kind of soak my towel, squeeze it out. Look at all my dishes in this thing. My life is an honest one. Now that I have my clean dish towel all squeezed out, I simply cover my bread, and you have to put it in a warm place to rise, so I just preheat the oven to what it's supposed to preheat, and then it's pretty warm back there. Just leave it on the stove and let it rise.
1 hour later.
Okay, now you can see it's rose to like double in size. This is dried out from being so near the oven, so it's a nice warm spot. So now I'm gonna bring it to the table and we'll go from there. This is my favorite part. So you take some flour and you throw it on the table.
Oh yeah.
Spread it out. Then you take your nice puffy, oh, it's so soft. And this is when you knead away.
I can do it too.
No, I don't need a lot of flour. This is just so it doesn't stick to the table. And then I'm gonna knead it to about 100 clicks here again.
No, it is.
Just because I love to touch the dough. Doughy, doughy friends. My kids, end up singing / talking like me too. Okay, I guess their dad does it too. It's beautiful. Callie, you want to pat the dough? Touch it. Ooh. Callie, touch it. Touch it. Maya, touch it.
It's a good one.
It's a good one. This is a good one.
Yeah.
Really light and fluffy. I gotta get it rising because I'm leaving the house soon. So it's gotta rise till it's doubled in size again. And then, so I'm just forming it into like a loaf. A rough, rustic. You like it? It's so fun to like just. Not right now because I'm gonna put it in the bread pan so it can rise. Because we have to have it all done before we leave the house. Oh. So I can shape it more once it's in the loaf pan. I'm just gonna, I have these, they always get a little rusty, I don't know why. A little olive oil in there, just like coat it, thin coat. Nice. A little rust never hurt anyone. Alright, and then you love it. Every time she grabs anything, she's like, I love it. No more flour on them, Naya. You don't want them to be dry. Okay, so now that I have olive oil in there, I'm just gonna place them in there. Stretch them out a little more. Callie's like groping the other loaf over here. Ooh, fancy. Okay, so stretch that one out. Stretch this one out. I'm gonna put them back on the oven to rise, and then I'll see you again when they're doubled in size.
1 hour later.
Okay, I wouldn't say it's doubled quite in size, but I'm putting it in because I gotta go meet my friend in an hour, so let's do this.
1 hour later.
Here you have it, folks. Beautiful homemade bread. Like, comment, subscribe for more delicious Come Bake With Me. It is a sin that you cannot smell. I need a new mitt. I bake a lot. That's why you make homemade bread. So guys, this recipe is 100% worth the time and effort of 3 hours rise. It's not like sourdough. It's not like you have to keep feeding it. You can forget about it. You do it on your bread baking day, and then you live your life.